The United Nations 70th celebration turns the world blue. On October 24th, 2015, the UN turned 70. On September 24th, 2015, the UN announced its 2030 agenda. On September 25th, the Pope spoke on climate change at the UN. On September 28th, the day of the last blood moon, President Obama spoke at the United Nations. He said, as long as he is president, even after he is president, he will vigorously support Sustainable Development Agenda 2030 initiatives. On October 24th, 1995, the UN celebrated its 50th anniversary and announced the world has entered a new era, an era of global unity. On this day, there was a solar eclipse under the feet of the constellation Virgo. This, with the impacts of comet Shoemaker-Levy 9 of the planet Jupiter a year earlier on July 1994, marked the beginning of cosmic signs and warnings in the heavens. 10 days after the October 24th, 1995 solar eclipse, Prime Minister Rabin was assassinated for partitioning the land as part of a peace deal. Revelation 12:1-5 foretells all this, all the following. There would be 12 Israel heads of state. Benjamin Netanyahu is the 12th. There would be 7 successive world-dominating empires: Egypt, Babylon, Medes and Persians, Greece, Assyria, Rome. Rome is the 6th. This next and final one will be the New World Order of Agenda 2030. Finally, the 10 horns of Revelation 12 speaks to the 10-nation caliphate that will form and destroy the Roman harlot with fire. See Revelation 17 for more on this. The signs in the heavens are taking place in the constellation Virgo. Now, 20 years later, on September 28th, the last cosmic warning of the 4th blood moon was seen in Israel. It was at the beginning of the Feast of Tabernacles. One day later, Russia sends warplanes and equipment into Syria. And then Iran and Russia join forces with Syrian Assad, who has killed over 200,000 of his own people, and the United Nations is silent. Why? In Israel, a 76-year-old rabbi warns that the battle of Gog and Magog is about to begin. See Ezekiel 38-39. Agenda 2030 begins a 15-year program to institute a new world order. Climate change is at the heart of this agenda. Climate change is the new unifying religion of the new world order. But what the UN is not telling anyone is that the sun is going into a long hibernation cycle, and it is expected to peak in the year 2030. How convenient. On October 22nd, President Obama officially proclaimed October 24th, 2015 UN Day, and he said the following: 70 years after a world ravaged by war and injustice came together to chart the course for a future defined by common ideals, we reflect on the progress made and the work that remains to fully realize the vision set out in the United Nations Charter. I believe that the celestial warnings are over. On October 25th, the 15-year countdown to 2030 began with Agenda 2030. This is a Jubilee year. My belief is that God is calling attention to the United Nations, and He is warning us about its unholy, godless agenda. The United Nations is at the very heart of proclaiming man-caused global warming. They proclaim this as a fact, but it is the biggest hoax ever conceived. They are using climate change as a new religion to unite people together to save the planet. The United Nations has initiated its 2030 agenda with its 17 principles that all nations of the world must adopt and implement. No one will be left behind. They are focused on doing this for the next 15 years. This is why it is called Agenda 2030. But Agenda 2030 is just the new face of Agenda 21. President Obama is setting the stage for America to surrender its sovereignty to the United Nations. Concerning Agenda 2030 sustainable development of wealth, confiscation of all weapons, the loss of personal property rights, and proclaiming climate change as the #1 threat to mankind. The Pope made it clear in his speech that he simply supports the New World Order agenda. Although the world is celebrating the 70th anniversary of the UN, it is not aware of the biblical prophecies being fulfilled right before our eyes. The stage is being set for Ezekiel's Gog and Magog prophecy to be fulfilled. See Ezekiel 38 to 39. It is understandable that the world is desperate for peace, but this is peace without God's blessing. It is peace based on glorifying man, not God. This is why we started the Peace Coin Foundation. We want to warn the world and educate the world on God's peace plan. God's peace plan begins with Jerusalem, and until there is peace in Jerusalem and the Jewish temple stands, there will be no lasting peace in the world. Instead, what is coming is the following. For when they say peace and safety, then suddenly destruction will come upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 3. To learn more about God's peace plan and the Peace Coin Foundation, go to www.templepeacecoin.org. Also watch for an in-depth video on this channel coming real soon about what may be coming real soon and why. The signs in the heavens are over. Pay close attention to what Russia and Iran are doing. All this was made possible by the President Obama, because he has a secret, sinister agenda. The deal with Iran and his warm embrace of the Muslim Brotherhood is no accident. He is dismantling the U.S. military and morally destroying America from within to ensure God removes His blessings from America. Alexander Thornby said it best, quote, "America is great because it is good, but if America ceases to be good, it will cease to be great." There is a cosmic battle coming between the forces of good and evil. Israel and biblical Christianity is at the center of evil's hatred. World leaders who hate Israel are filled with the spirit of Antichrist. So while the world celebrates, the plot to deceive thickens, and most are totally ignorant of the devil's deceptions. Don't be deceived. This was Christ's first warning to his church. Be not deceived. God bless, and stay tuned to JNBAP. More videos are coming real soon. Contact at fbcberlin@mchsi.com. Prophecy update October 25th, 2015 is coming next week. Watch for it.